Air travel in 2025. All the new rules, hidden traps, and cheap ticket secrets. Autumn 2025 has become a turning point for travelers. Rules have tightened in the US, Europe, and Asia all at once. What used to feel like a simple formality has now turned into a stressful obstacle course for passengers everywhere. In the US, TSA made security stricter with new scanners. In Europe, baggage size limits got tighter. And in Asia, electronics face tougher checks. Passengers say that in New York, their power banks were taken away. And in Tokyo, even sealed baby food was confiscated. In London and Paris, travelers are fined if their suitcase is just 1 centimeter larger than the airline limit. In Dubai, smart luggage is under the spotlight. If the battery is built in and not removable, the bag is rejected. Even ordinary items have turned into traps. A laptop in the wrong tray can lead to extra screening. The most frustrating part is that every country interprets the rules differently, so there's no global standard anymore. In Germany, a 1-liter water bottle may be allowed, but in France, the exact same bottle gets confiscated. In the US, new 3D scanners force some passengers through multiple screenings, and refusal means an invasive manual pat-down. Across Asia, biometric systems are being rolled out, and more travelers are missing flights due to face scan errors. In Europe, new eco fees quietly increase ticket prices at the very moment you pay. Families complain that baby food and medicine now take longer to clear security, adding even more stress before flights. Air travel in autumn 2025 feels equally stressful for Americans, Europeans, and Asians alike. Airlines and airport authorities claim these measures are for safety, but passengers only see new restrictions and higher costs. That's why in this video, we'll break down all the hidden traps from TSA to European and Asian airports. You'll learn how to get through security without fines, keep your belongings safe, and save time at the gate. And at the very end, I'll share a checklist of hacks that help you buy tickets up to 50% cheaper. Airlines don't want you to know these tricks because they lose money when you do. So stay tuned. What comes next will help you survive travel this autumn with less stress and fewer surprises. First, pitfalls. In Chicago, a woman was forced to go through the scanner twice, then received a humiliating manual pat-down in the security zone. Reason? The machine flagged an anomaly in her clothing. Tip: wear simple clothes with no metal parts and remove accessories before entering the line. In London, Heathrow, a passenger lost an expensive power bank he had flown with many times before. Reason: its battery capacity was over the allowed 100 watt-hours limit. Tip: always travel with clearly labeled devices and check capacity before flying. In Tokyo, Haneda, a traveler was delayed because his gaming console was flagged as suspicious. Reason: electronics must be placed separately in trays. Tip: always remove laptops, cameras, consoles, and e-readers and put them in their own bin. In Paris, a suitcase that passed check-in was remeasured at the boarding gate and fined for being oversized. Reason: airlines now do extra checks at the gate. Tip: use a bag a few centimeters smaller than the airline's limit to avoid disputes. In Singapore, a woman lost a small portable humidifier at security. Reason: it contained a non-removable lithium battery. Tip: only carry devices with removable batteries or no battery at all. In Madrid, a blogger was charged €65 at the gate for a bag 1 centimeter too big. Reason: strict carry-on enforcement at boarding. Tip: measure your suitcase at home, including wheels and handles. In Dubai and Doha, smart suitcases with built-in batteries are rejected unless the battery can be removed. Reason: fire risk from built-in lithium batteries. Tip: buy models with removable power packs and carry them in your hand luggage. In New York, baby food was confiscated from parents after the scanner flagged it as an anomaly. Reason: liquid packaging raised suspicion. Tip: bring factory-sealed baby food and show it separately to officers. In Berlin, a 1-liter water bottle was allowed, while in Vienna, the same bottle was taken away. Reason: liquid rules vary widely between countries. Tip: plan for the strictest version of the rules and stick to 100 milliliter bottles. In Istanbul, a man missed his flight after biometric machines failed to recognize his face 3 times. Reason: system error at face recognition gates. Tip: always carry a paper passport and allow extra time for possible failures. In Seoul, travelers are warned to only carry labeled power banks. Reason: devices without visible capacity markings are immediately confiscated. Tip: use official brands with clear labeling. In Athens, a traveler was fined for an overweight backpack at the gate, even though it passed check-in. Reason: random weight checks before boarding. Tip: distribute heavy items into clothing or small personal bags. In Los Angeles, a passenger was stopped because he carried multiple chargers labeled as too powerful. Reason: total battery wattage exceeded TSA limits. Tip: carry no more than 2 power banks and split them between bags. In Osaka, a couple had their cosmetics taken even though they were sealed. Reason: gels and creams fall under liquid rules. Tip: carry cosmetics in clear plastic bags in containers under 100 milliliters. In Doha, a family with a child was forced to check in their stroller. Reason: new boarding safety standards. Tip: confirm stroller policies with the airline and use foldable models accepted in cabins. In Amsterdam, officers started asking travelers to remove e-readers and cameras for separate checks. Reason: new rules for small electronics. Tip: be ready to put all devices in their own trays. In Munich, a woman missed her flight because the biometric system froze and wouldn't confirm her identity. Reason: technical failure. Tip: don't rely only on biometrics, always keep your passport ready. In Hong Kong, a man was delayed because of a portable speaker, even though its power was below the limit. Reason: security doubted its safety. Tip: carry branded devices with labels and be prepared to explain them. In Delhi, medicine in capsules was confiscated because the scanner flagged the packaging. Reason: unclear prescription status. Tip: always carry prescriptions or doctor's notes, especially for international flights. Global trends and the future. In Brussels, EU officials are drafting laws to replace paper passports with digital-only IDs. That means you'll need a smartphone, an app, and a biometric scan just to board your flight. If your phone dies, the app crashes, or the scan fails, you could lose your trip. For older travelers or those less comfortable with technology, this makes airports a nightmare. In the US, major airports are rolling out 3D CT scanners for carry-on baggage. These machines show extreme detail and can even flag liquids smaller than 100 milliliters. Recently in New York, baby formula was confiscated after a CT scan marked it suspicious. In Japan, regulators are considering banning large power banks entirely. If this rule passes, thousands of travelers will lose devices at checkpoints. Across Europe, airlines are adding eco-fees of 5 to 10 euros straight onto ticket prices. A flight that looks cheap online ends up much more expensive by checkout. At the same time, baggage fees are climbing while cabin baggage allowances shrink. Many passengers notice these rules aren't just about safety. They're about airline profits. Experts warn that by 2026, flying will be defined by hidden fees and constant surveillance. Passengers are treated less like customers and more like monitored subjects feeding a system of revenue. The golden age of cheap, simple travel is ending, replaced by bureaucracy and control. How to prepare and avoid problems. Flying in 2025 requires a new mindset. Survival belongs to those who prepare. First rule: forget smart luggage with non-removable batteries. They'll be rejected almost everywhere. Always check your power banks. Capacity must be labeled or security will take them. Separate electronics. Laptops, cameras, consoles, and even e-readers need their own trays. Liquids should always be in 100 milliliter bottles inside clear plastic bags, no matter the country. What's allowed in Berlin may be confiscated in Paris or Vienna. Choose a suitcase a few centimeters smaller than the airline limit to avoid fines at the gate. Don't overload backpacks. Many airports now weigh them separately and fines are steep. Prepare documents in 2 forms, digital and paper, so a biometric glitch won't ruin your trip. Arrive early, at least 3 to 4 hours before international flights, to handle delays and extra checks. Check country-specific rules before flying. There are no global standards anymore. Keep medicine in original packaging and carry prescriptions or doctor's notes. Families should notify airlines in advance about strollers or baby food. Use airline apps. They update rules quickly, sometimes even on the day of your flight. Carry paper copies of tickets and IDs to back up digital versions. Watch for airline emails and texts. Changes can be announced hours before departure. Use branded cases for electronics. It makes security checks smoother. Whenever possible, book flights through airports with lighter rules instead of strict hubs like London or New York. Knowledge and preparation turn chaotic travel into something manageable, even in 2025. Cheap ticket checklist. We've covered the rules and restrictions that make flying harder and more expensive. But here's the other side. If you know the tricks, you can save big on tickets. Here's a quick checklist to help you buy airline tickets up to 50% cheaper in 2025. Buy tickets 6 to 8 weeks in advance for the lowest prices. Use flexible date searches and pick Tuesday or Wednesday when fares are cheapest. Compare prices on metasearch sites, then always check directly on the airline's site. Clear cookies or use incognito mode to avoid price hikes from repeated searches.